Welcome back to the Ed Show. I have to go back to the last segment for just a moment, if I may. Think about this. There's a guy who wants to be president of the United States of America, and he wants people making $10,000 a year to pay more in taxes, but he doesn't want to show you his taxes. He doesn't want to do full disclosure. He might, if he's elected someday, never say never. The middle classers, the blue liners, who he has, in my opinion, no record of helping in his legislative career or in leadership. In fact, he's cut a lot of jobs in his private sector that he loves to talk about. He wants to raise their taxes, and he doesn't want to show you his taxes. Doesn't want to show you his tax returns. I mean, I think that speaks volumes as to who Mitt Romney is. You can tweet us using the hashtag EdShow. All right, Democrats, don't dismiss Rick Santorum. Many of you accuse me of being his promotional guy on television. But let me tell you something. I believe that this guy needs to be taken seriously. He can be a dangerous contender. Even some conservatives are wondering what Rick Santorum is all about. But Santorum is the only candidate in the Republican field who has the potential to tap into middle-class voters who are culturally conservative. Columnist George Will, I think he may have said it best. He has written, white voters without college education, economically anxious and culturally conservative, were called Reagan Democrats. Today, they are called the Republican base. Who is more apt to energize them, Santorum, who is from them, or Romney, who is desperately seeking enthusiasm? Well put, Mr. Will, and on target, I think. The Santorum surge is really very real. Very real when it comes to social conservatives. If he has any problem drawing a contrast between himself and Mitt Romney, he should take this John McCain ad from 4 years ago out and play it over and over again and attach his name to it.
I believe that abortion should be safe and legal in this country.
I will preserve and protect a woman's right to choose, and am devoted and dedicated to honoring my word in that regard. I am pro-life and favor that legislation.
You will not see me wavering on that or be a multiple choice. Thank you very much.
You can go back to YouTube and look at what I said in 1994. I never said I was pro-choice, but my position was effectively pro-choice. I've said that time and time again.
There's no doubt New Hampshire is in an uphill battle for Santorum. In the latest New Hampshire poll, he has moved into third place behind Romney and Ron Paul, but is still at just 8%, but he's heading in the right direction. But he has raised $2 million since Tuesday. It's getting better, and he has gotten the endorsement of a major Catholic group, CatholicVote.org. I'm joined tonight by Roger Simon, chief political columnist for Politico, and Jennifer Donahue, Huffington Post contributor and fellow at the Eisenhower Institute at Gettysburg College. Great to have both of you with us tonight on the program from New Hampshire. You know, New Hampshire really is a tough one for Santorum, but does he have the potential to do well here? I guess it's all about mojo at this point. Jennifer, what do you think? You know that part of the country as well as anybody. Do you think that the social conservatives and the Catholic endorsement is going to take him into double digits before next Tuesday?
At this point, I'd be surprised if he didn't get into double digits. He's had events here all day. He did especially well at the Tilton Diner, which was a pure retail event where he was hand-holding and talking to people and looking in their eyes. They were kicking the tires, trying to get to know him. But 60% of New Hampshire is Catholic. And I think that a lot of people in New Hampshire have really continued to feel anybody but Romney. And these are the early primary voters. These are the people who are going to go out no matter what the weather is on Tuesday, and they're going to cast their vote. A lot of them are single-issue voters based on abortion. I think Rick Santorum has the potential to capture the non-independents in the race.
You know, Roger, I've always been one to believe that no part of this country has a lock on great people. There's great people wherever you go in America. I don't think the folks are any different in the middle of the country from the East or the West Coast when it comes to assessing qualities of people. And Santorum is well entrenched in the social conservative movement of this country and the Catholic vote. How do you think it's going to play for him?
The Catholic vote will definitely help him here. It would also help him in a general election if he gets that far, because Catholics are truly swing voters in America. They'll vote social issues in one election. They'll vote pocketbook issues in the next. But the problem for Santorum here is not getting in double digits. He will. But the problem is how we in the media define Romney's success or failure here. If Santorum can keep Romney's margin of victory below 10%, that is, if he can keep Romney to a single-digit victory, Santorum will claim that he had a very good night, and I think the media will agree with him. However, this is a tough state to do that in. Romney lives here, neighboring governor. The polls show him 27 percentage points up. This is a tough second state for Santorum after a very impressive tie in Iowa.
What do you make of his money coming in, Jennifer? Is that a lot, not enough? You never have enough in this day and age, but is $2 million a pretty good number this close after Iowa?
I think $2 million is pretty good in 2 days. I think what you're seeing is what Santorum has in his back pocket is a man named Mike Bando, who orchestrated Pat Buchanan's win against Bob Dole in 1996. They've been able to hit the ground running yesterday and today, while Romney has left the state to go to South Carolina to try to build some kind of a firewall and protect himself against Rick Perry down there. But I think Santorum is trying to capitalize on his ability to connect on a retail level, something that Romney has yet to do in New Hampshire, even though he's been campaigning here for 5 years. He's really capped by his own lack of retail connection. And I think when he comes back from South Carolina tomorrow night, that's Romney's biggest challenge. He may have all the money in the world to spend on this race, but nothing will replace that grassroots hand-holding that voters in New Hampshire are used to seeing and expect to see.
And Roger, what do you think about Mitt Romney's strategy? Will he go negative on Rick Santorum, or does he just have too much of a lead right now to think about that?
I would be shocked if Mitt Romney goes negative on anybody. I think he would be delighted if Newt Gingrich and Santorum and others become, especially in the case of Gingrich, a human hand grenade at the debates this weekend and try to blow him up. He will sit there, stand there, and take the punches. It makes him look good. He is sitting on top of a fat lead in this state, and I doubt if he can really blow it.
And Jennifer, the table is set for a barn burner on both Saturday night and Sunday morning. Do you think it'll get as pointed as it has been, some of the comments coming from Newt Gingrich? I mean, is this going to be a Republican debate that we've never seen before?
I think it has that potential. I think what's happened is Newt Gingrich really has those negative ads from Romney under his skin. It's the old Newt Gingrich. He's angry. He's bitter. I think we're going to see that coming out. I think Ron Paul has shown the capacity to go really negative, and he'll do that. Huntsman, I doubt, will go negative, but he's drawing sharper and sharper contrasts with Romney. Romney has to try to remain steady and keep himself cool under all this pressure. But what you could see on Tuesday night is you could see the independent vote sort of splitting between Romney, Ron Paul, and John Huntsman, and then the conservatives going towards Santorum. That could bring Romney's numbers way down to earth. I would not at all be surprised if Romney got a 12-point lead, a 10-point lead, and I do think that would be perceived as a loss for Romney, because then how does he land in South Carolina, where the field gets even bigger with Perry?
A wounded leader. Great to have both of you with us. Roger Simon, Jennifer Donahue, thank you so much.